All right, welcome to We Chat Football, a channel where we chat football. And yes, it's another Sunday morning chill. Yes, should be catching me in a good mood this morning, but yeah, after the showing yesterday, I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong, and everybody else is, right about jumping overboard on the whole Arne Slot thing. I mean, had a little bit of hope in the week that things would change from the Frankfurt game, but then here we go, came back um, in the game on Sunday against Brentford, which should be a straightforward win. Easy win. Easy win for that game against Brentford. But for some reason, um, Arne chose to bottle it big time. So it is just one of those where we're now like, where do we go from here? That's kind of where we are with this one. It's like where do we go from here from winning the league so comfortable last season to now we're just struggling to put even two good passes together. It's kind of crazy. That's where we are right now. Where we're just let me just adjust this a little bit, bring this up a little bit higher. Yeah, we were just struggling to get like two passes together. That was never the thing. I mean, the changes was made during the week. Looks great. I'm not gonna lie. Went up in the week, looked great. Um, Smashed Frankfurt, and I'm like, okay, we change the formation, we change it. Look at the team. We're gonna be better going into the game at Brentford because I'm like, okay, then people are calling for changes. The manager made changes, so this looks big. This looks good now. Only to see that, you know what? Same thing again. Revert back to form, and yeah, man, it peaked really bad yesterday to be outplayed by Brentford. That was a mad thing, was that we were literally outplayed by Brentford, which again I didn't see coming because the fact that we're calling for changes, that the manager to do something different, he went out in the week and he did something different, but then yeah, we just went back to being same old Liverpool for that game, and that was atrocious. That was like really atrocious for that one. But whew, that could be season over for us, without a doubt. That could be season over. I am again still hoping that the manager could could turn it around, but the more and more days go by, the more like you see that he's refusing to make the changes, the necessary changes that's needed for us to come out on the other end of this game looking good. It's the more and more I'm thinking that, you know what, it might be time to call it what it is. Just realizing that he might be out of his depth. Like it might be the job might be a little bit too much for him. The changes was a lot for him, and he doesn't want to add, or I would say introduce, anybody um who's on form. I mean, we've been calling for Curtis Jones to play for the longest while. Curtis Jones finally comes in, looks amazing, and back to back. No, Curtis is injured from that game. We started off the week. We looked good. We played. Mo Salah was dropped from the game. We went into that game. All of a sudden, Mo Salah is back again in the starting lineup, which didn't make any sense for me personally. It didn't make any sense to bring back Mo Salah in because again, he's not been playing good. Coming in from the bench, this is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been asking about, is for players to earn their spot in the team, not just given their spot, right? The fact is, Cody Gakpo and Salah will not play well together. They won't, because both want to do the same exact thing: cut in and shoot. The Kirk situation, I mean, he was getting cooked yesterday, but he's a bit rash. And this is where I don't know if it's the I mean, it has to be the manager from this point. To be fair, there is too much players that are not performing for it not to be the manager. And if he's struggling and it looks like he's out of his depth and might have to go. I mean, for me personally, he should be able to turn it around because, again, you don't become a crap manager from winning the league last season. You should be able to turn it around. But at some point, you got to realize that maybe how you think about turning it around might not be the solution. You might just have to find a different solution of how to do that. And changing in the week and then going back this on that over the weekend to put him back the lights of Kirkes into the team after Robert played well. Put Kirkes back in the team. Put him Salah back in the team after the team played well without Salah, without him have to work himself back into the team. That was an alarming thing. The fact that our strikers, um, whichever one is plays, like Eketike was in left back at some point in the game, which is kind of ridiculous. But you know what? I'll break this down a little bit more in the Monday Liverpool game. That I'll go through that. We're just doing a chill vibe here. We have what do you call it? We have the Arsenal game coming up, and we have Villa versus Manchester Manchester City, which I mean that result right now has ruled Liverpool out of the um, the title race. Yes, with after losing so many games, it's gonna be hard for us to. It's not a mountain. It's that we know we have to go through pretty much the rest of the season perfect, and I would think by this, whatever the problem was, the manager should be able to fix it. Anyways, he's struggling to come up with solutions for that. And with that said, the only thing I can think about right now is that he might not be able to turn it around before the end of the season. Like I have all the faith that he should be able to, again, because I keep saying, if I can see all these holes and all these problems in the team, and I am not a manager, the manager should be able to. But the managers keep on going with the favoritism. He's keep on playing players um, that has a name rather than whether they are on form or performing for the team. He's getting a bit stubborn in his ways. That's something that I never thought that would be the case. He's going down the route of Eric Ten Hag. I would say when it comes down to stubbornness, his way he believes his way is right. No adjustment, and at that point, he's walking away into a sack. And 90% of the fan base is already screaming for his head to go through the door. There's just a very few that is still like, you know what? Let's see if he'll learn from any of these losing positions and move forward. But yeah, we're completely out of title race, so I'll be watching the game today with the two title contenders this season, which is City and Arsenal, and see how that works out for either of them. If any of them can be able to, which one of them is going to be winning the league this season? Hopefully, City. Still don't want Arsenal to win the league at all. Hopefully, City can do it this season. I was thinking that this season we could have um, gone through and did a what do you call it now, successful defense of our title. But that's out the door. Um, I know a lot of people is like it might be too many changes too quick for the team. I don't think it's a changes per se. I just think it's a case where the manager is just not picking players that are on form, and that's it. Sorry guys, I itchy eye. And I think that's just it. The manager's not picking players on form. No, the unformed team, which is Arsenal, is going up against Palace, hosting Palace, and again, it's a massive game for them. Massive game in that City is chasing them down, so they can't afford to drop points, anyways. Um, and again, if they drop points today, then that could see them um, dropping on the table as well. Not as far as Liverpool, but yeah, that could see them dropping on the table because if City win today, then City will go tie with them on points. But then if they lose, City win, then City will have a better goal difference. Yada yada yada, and that's kind of where it's at. But yeah, Arsenal sitting pretty comfortable right now with a 2 point gap with a game in hand over Sunderland at second. Sorry, ooh. Sorry guys, early morning. Yeah, so that's where that's it. That's at. Did the lineup come out for the Arsenal game yet? Matches. Let's see if the lineup came. If the lineup is out. Um, sorry. Let me just go to live. Let me just go to live score. The Premier League website is just so congested. It's like you can hardly find anything anywhere on that. Okay, so Arsenal starting with an extremely strong lineup where it's Zubamendi, Rice, I think Eze in the 10, Gyökeres up top, Trossard and Saka with the backline of Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Calafiori. So a really strong start. And Palace is looking to have like Dean Henderson, Richards, Lacroix, Guehi, Moniz, Wharton, Kamara, Mitchell, Sar, Pino, and Mateta up top. So Odegaard is missing this game. Injury, knee injury, Havertz injury, Madueke injury, Gabriel injury, and stuff. So yeah, so that's the lineup for the Arsenal game. Let's see if I can cut the lineup for the City game. And yes, I should have had Avian on with me this morning, but yeah, they're preparing for a hurricane in Jamaica. So keep Jamaica in our prayers right now because they could be getting hit with an hurricane, which is absolutely devastating. So yeah, um, Emi Martinez for Aston Villa starts in goal with Matty Cash, Konza, Torres, Lucadine, Kamara, Anana, McGinn, Rogers, Buendia, and Ollie Watkins. Donnarumma starting goal for City with Nunez, Stones, Diaz, Garvial, Reinders, Escobar, Foden, Silva, Savino, and Haaland up front. Yeah, so he looks like he's going to be running away with the league. Just give me a quick second here. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, since as Liverpool can't do it, then might as well City continue. Yes. Do not want Arsenal to win. And this is all going to be on Arnie. So this is all on Arnie's head. This whole thing, because again, it's just crazy. Have to revert back to Liverpool because it's, yeah. I'm a fan. Been trying to back the manager. Been trying to be like, okay, he will turn it around. I mean, he should be able to turn it around, right? A manager winning the league should be able to turn around bad results. Should see where the problem lies. Should see how to fix all these problems. So now we're like four lost in the league. When was the last time Liverpool has lost so many games in the league? It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we have dropped so many points in the league. And yeah, now I think we're at a point of no return. I think we're at a point of, can the manager turn it around? And I think that is the biggest question right now, is can the manager turn it around? And with what I've seen so far in the league, what I've seen with him failing to make the changes that's needed, failing to play players who are in form, and all that kind of stuff, then I don't think he can be able to turn it around. And I think that's where he's losing a lot of the fans. He's losing a lot of the fans because a lot of the fans don't believe that he can turn it around. And if he can't turn it, and if he's not going to be able to turn it around, then might as well he goes and somebody else comes in. It's a lot of money spent over the summer. It's one of the most money spent, I would say, in any transfer window for any manager at Liverpool. No other manager at Liverpool has gotten the window that he got. And when you go out and get the window like that, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that window. And the pressure is that you have to deliver. Okay? That's just it. I mean, again, the season isn't over. The season's just beginning. But with the title winning from last season, the money spent in the summer, you're meant to kick on. That's what you're meant to do. You're meant to kick on from here. You're meant to push. You're meant to show that, listen, it wasn't a fluke. Last season wasn't a fluke. Last season was the real deal. And we're kicking off this season, showing people that yes, Liverpool is here to stay. Liverpool, I'm going to be one of the greatest. But yeah, it's the second season. A lot of people are questioning whether you can kick on, yes or no, which shouldn't be the case. So I don't know if this is going to be a wake up call for Arnie. I am not sure. To be fair, I'm not sure if this is going to be a wake up call. In his press conference, he said that Brentford knew exactly how Liverpool was going to play, and they were able to nullify them. However, if you realize that you're getting things are not working on throughout the game, at some point you have to make the changes. And what are the changes that you're gonna be making? None. Salah had like an absolute stinker throughout the course of the game. And what is his reward for having such a bad game? Easy. Keep him on the field. More playing time. Play 90 minutes. And that's it. That's the reward that Salah gets for having a bad game. Salah's having a bad season. What's his reward for the season? Continues to play. Not just Salah is having a bad season. A lot of players are having a bad season. Watching the game yesterday, Virgil looked like he doesn't remember how to defend. Konate jogging, not trying to sprint to close down, just jogging. It's And the question that was brought up while I was doing the watching the game, I was doing listening to those guys like Kopish, and like one of the I think Matt put the question of, do you think the players like Anderson lost the dressing room or something? And if that's the case, then sack him. If he actually loses the dressing room, which I'm not sure if he does, but if that's the case, then move him out. Like, what's the point of having him there if he lose if the dressing room is all gone? Because that's the whole point. The whole point is for you to get the dressing room. But I think it's not hard to lose a dressing room if you're not playing players who are on form and just playing players for playing players' sake. Again, you came out criticizing Gakpo that Kirkes is making the overlapping run, but he will not pass the ball to Kirkes. Okay, what do you do about that? We see it happen countless amount of time this season. We see it happen in the game. He will not pass that ball to Kirkes down the flank. But he never get reprimanded for that. You come out and say it, you jokingly say it, but I never see you have a go at him during the game to make sure that he keeps making that pass. So it's pretty much a easy run for the likes of like for Gakpo and stuff like that, where you're talking about the situation, but you're not doing anything about the situation. So you see the problem, you know the problem, but you're not trying to fix the problem. And this is where it's like, okay, we are hoping that you can turn it around for all the people who are not slot out as yet. They're hoping that you can actually turn it around. But if you, with how it's continued to go, the fact that you're still not making any changes at all, the fact that the lights of Salah, the lights of um, Kirkes, the lights of Words, the lights of these other players who are not playing good is still um, getting game, is still out there, is still just running around with no impact. Eketike is on form. But where is Eketike touching the game? How can we not create for none of the strikers, Eketike or Isak, right? I think it looks like Salah realized that he's not getting close to goal and just not interested in the game. Or defensive shape. We have Salah not tracking back. Okay, fair. You have that conversation with Salah. No, you have Cody Gakpo not tracking back. So both of our fullbacks are left to deal with 2-on-1s. I looked throughout the game yesterday. It's both Vert and Summerside doing a lot of the running and covering for Salah. Summerside's playing in the pivot, but he has to go do the press on the right-hand side of the field for Salah. Vert is playing in the 10, but he has to be tracking back to help out the right back from Mohamed Salah. Okay, fine. You give Mohamed Salah the license to don't have to drop back last season. Maybe that comes over to this season. But you can't have Cody Gakpo doing the same thing. So it's either one or the other. We can't have both wide players not tracking back. One has to do it. So if Salah is not able to do it, then Gakpo should be doing it. And if none of them is doing it, then that's where the problem comes in. And that's the biggest problem, is if none of them is if both of them is not doing it. So we need to fix up. We need to make whatever changes that need to be made going forward. And again, this is something that I've been screaming about since the season start, is that changes need need to be made. We have to make changes going forward, and we're not seeing the changes. The changes are not coming from the manager. The effort is not coming from the players on the field. There is so much disconnect happening right now where it's really, really hard to see the manager keeping his job before the end of the season. Brentford game should be a walk in the park. Like, I just put Brentford game as a walk in the park. It's gonna be done. Nothing to see here. Let's move on because we made the changes. I see the changes in the Frankfurt game. So, okay, we're gonna bring that changes over to this game. Players are gonna be playing that's on merit, right? Still, can't give me a reason why the lights of um Chiesa isn't playing. Still, no reason why he's not playing. Still, no reason why Endo is not playing. Still, no reason why you keep moving Sabasai from midfield, which is having a good game, to play him at right back. When you have Joe Gomez on the bench, that can play right back. These are questions that the manager has to answer. And at this moment, he doesn't seem like he can find the answer for them. And if he can't find the answer for them, it's pretty hard for me to know continuously back whatever he's doing if he can't find simple answers. Put players in their position to play, in their right position. He pulled everybody off the field except Salah yesterday, when Salah was the worst player on the field by far. And I don't want anybody to say that, okay, he scored and anything like that. Or I'm having a go at Salah. I'm not having a go at Salah. I'm not saying that whatever he done for us in the past is not good. But at the moment, we're trying to win the league again. And if a player is not performing, then that player needs to be removed from the team. Drop. Bring him on as a substitute. Like, you bring him on in the middle of the week. He wasn't happy. Okay, he's throwing like a little hissy fit for getting substituted on. This is where you put your foot down and said, guess what? I'm in charge. You're not playing good. Step your game up and then come back again. But no. What happened? Right back in the starting 11. And again, even if you're going to put Salah back in, play the same formation that you played the last game with two up front. And then play Salah and Ekitike up front together. That's what you did. Find a way to get Chiesa in the game, to start the game. You keep throwing Chiesa on right throughout the game, and he's the only one who has like intensity coming on. So let's see now. We start players with intensity last game. Jones looks like he's trying to take the game by the scruff of the neck, trying to do everything on his own. I'm reading comments. People are saying that he played like crap. He was the best player on the pitch. Sabasai, who was doing a lot of running, but at the same time, if you're going to do all of that, might as well you move Salah in a central position as closer to the striker, because then you'd have the lights of Chiesa playing right, and he can play right, and he will track back. So therefore, we don't have to worry about we're pulling one of our midfields out to the right to cover that running for Mohamed Salah. You having problems? Okay, we knew Cody Gakpo is gonna play because he hit the post a couple of times against Manchester United. We knew this was gonna come. He was gonna play for that. Fine, he's playing. But at the same time, you have to play players on form. Robertson had an okay game against Frankfurt, better than Kirkes. We play Robbo. That's it. That's who we play. We play Robbo because Robbo is having a better game. We know that, and then again, I don't understand how you want to play the fullbacks because you want the fullbacks to invert and a lot. And again, watch a lot, a lot. I watch a lot of Liverpool match reaction. A lot of watch a few content, and everybody's complaining about the fullbacks inverting. Fullbacks are inverting because the manager is telling them to invert. So you have the wingers staying wide, the fullbacks inverting, but it's not working. It's definitely not working. So I know you're trying to bring in the touchline wingers, but at the same time, what we have is that we have two wingers that that can't play touchline. They both want to cut in. So both wingers that we have want to cut in. The space that they're going to cut in is a space that where the fullbacks are. This is the problem. So you have the wingers trying to cut into a space where the fullbacks, where you tell the fullbacks to invert to. So then all of a sudden, everybody's running into everybody's way, lose the ball. There's no cover for the defenders out wide because both um, defenders out wide is getting caught up in one area. Just let the fullbacks go wide and allow these players that's their strength to cut in until you get your touchline wingers that can stay out there and just play wide and stay wide. Then you use that. Up until this point, you do not have those type of players. You have players who want to cut in. Salah want to cut in. Gakpo want to cut in. Whoever else we get to play wing wants to cut in. We don't have anybody like the wingers who's gonna go byline and put up a cross in. Because why? Salah is left-footed playing on the right and Gakpo is right-footed playing on the left. How are they gonna stay touchline to cross the ball in? That's common sense. And this is the thing that I'm wondering. Like, you see this. You're the manager. You can see this. You can see what you're trying to do isn't working. Fix it. But you're refusing to fix it. So if you're refusing to fix it, then we might have to get somebody else in that understand the type of players that's at the club and their strengths. Again, I know that you have a formation. I know you have a way that you want to play. We also have to understand the tools that you have and what are the strengths of the tools that you have and how to utilize the tools that you have to the best attributes. And maybe if you start utilizing the players to their best attributes, then you could get something better out of what we're seeing right now. Right? The problem is, okay, and this is the other thing. Back to the Kirkes situation, how bad Kirkes look. How everybody's saying that he has the Moreno gene in him. But nobody's talking about that he's 90% of the time, both our fullbacks are defending 2-on-1s. And if they're not defending 2-on-1s and they're getting help, the help is coming from the midfield that is stepping out of the midfield position to go help them. And neither Gakpo nor Salah, who's playing on the wing, is stepping inside to cover the space that's been vacated by the midfielders. None of this is happening. So while none of this is happening, all we are seeing is players getting dragged out of position left, right, and center. And we become so easy to play through. Why? Because the manager seems like he doesn't have the balls to drop Salah. Or if you still want to play Salah, you change his position. Put him up top. You play with a two in midweek. We look threatening. We score 5 goals. Everybody was like, okay, let's see what's coming. He found a new formation. This is what we've been asking for. We're looking better. This is what we've been asking for. Okay, Isak get injured. Formation is there. Salah, play the Isak role. And with Salah playing the Isak role, Gakpo go whole bench again. And you tell Eketike that, okay then, like if you want, you attack from the left. Or you attack from the right. And let Salah play that Isak role. But no, we went back to the stupid formation that we've been losing. Like, okay then, by some miracle, this is gonna change. And it's baffling right now because even by some miracle, even anybody who plays football manager, the basic football manager, would tell you that the formation won't work. If the team isn't playing that formation properly, and if you change the formation and they're able to win, and you revert back to the old formation, guess what? They're gonna lose. It's a reason why they're playing that way. And again, would love to see him turn it around, but if he's not able to turn it around, I'm not gonna be hang out and being like, okay, manager in, manager in, manager in. It is one of them where it's like, by this point in time of the season, we should be we should have an identity of how we want to play. We should have a style of play. We should be looking more cohesive and we should be looking better. However, the longer the season is going, it's the opposite that's happening. We're looking less cohesive as the games go by. We're looking less and less like we're being coached. It's looking like end of the season. Just saying. It's at this point you would think the manager himself would be able to dig in, find a way to get to get these players playing a lot better. Approaching 10 games in the season, and this is where you should see teams start gelling. This is where you should see teams that is challenging for the league start dominating these these teams in the lower half. This is at this point of the season is when you start putting those markers down. But at this point of the season is when we're putting marker downs, but it's at the wrong end. And again, that's it. We concede a goal every single game so far this season, yet to have a clean sheet, no matter who is in goal. And again, that's down to the manager because the manager should be able to. We should be able to set up that we don't concede. Should be winning back position quickly. However, the press looks all over the place. The press looks like some players want to press and some players can't be bothered. But guess who we're going to see next week? The same players who can't be bothered. The same players who can't be bothered to do the press, the same players who can't be bothered to do the running, the same players who can't be bothered is going to be showing up back on the field next week. At this moment, it's sad, but or maybe it's a quick change around from my stance last week. But I can only go off the evidence that I see is that we're starting to look like Manchester United Ten Hag. That's what it's starting to look like. Ten Hag at Manchester United. So if things haven't turned around like what in the next couple of games, then he has to go. And to be fair, I am still hoping that stuff can be turned around because again, don't wanna crash out on the manager. But like you're asking for changes. But if you fail to deliver the changes, then I'm sorry, you have to go. Like the thing is, I support Liverpool. I'm a fan of Liverpool. Not a fan of the fucking sport. I'm a fan of Liverpool. And if you're not, and if Liverpool isn't doing well, then me watching other teams not happening. We have Aston Villa coming to Anfield, and we have Manchester City, we have Forest, and we have West Ham. Can tell you right now, I lost to Aston Villa is gonna be it won't I won't get the City game because no people is gonna put pressure on the board to get rid of him. And I think that's the board is already looking at that to trying to figure out what the hell is going on. 450 million you got in. Why isn't the team playing well? Why is there so much holes? Like why players are just walking around and jogging around on the field. And the options are there. I hear people are like, no, there's no options, blah 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 blah. The options are there. The manager just doesn't want to use them. And that's it. The options are there. So yeah, it's just one of those. We just have to figure out a way of turning this around. Well, not we. He has to. I'm not a part of the coaching team. He has to figure out a way of how to turn this around. And if he can't do it within the next two games, then sorry, you gotta go. Somebody has to come in. This is a really good squad that I do not want to get. We cannot waste time with a manager who can't get the team over the line, and that's just it. It's a really good squad. So it's aren't it fix up or aren't it get out at the moment. And again, as I said, I know a lot of Liverpool fans who is like slot out at the moment. Th- these couple of games, which was the Frankfurt game, which I wanted to see something different in, which I did, and then off the back of that, I'm thinking get the same stuff, the same like get that into the game coming up against Brentford because we made the changes. We look well, we look threatening, we look like we were creating, and we look okay. Players were moving, players were running, and players looked like they wanted to play. That's what I saw in Frankfurt, and that's what I was expecting to see coming into this game at Brentford. That's why I was like all confident, being like, yeah, we should go out there. We should make this a easy game. We should just win this. This should be just a straightforward win. But instead, what happened is we went out back to the same formation that hasn't been working, getting outplayed, getting outclassed, and getting slapped by a team that they hire their set piece coach. And again, as I said, this is it. It's if he can't turn it around within the next couple of games, then he has to go. Like you got to realize that you can't be this stubborn when it comes down to um, coaching or changing things up when it's just not working. It's honestly not working. So you have to change things up. And that's just it. You just have to change things up. But if you're failing to do the bare minimum of making changes, then you can go. It's too much money spent on this team for us not to see improvement by this stage of the season. And that's just it. The first couple of games, it's like, okay, Season just started. We weren't playing good, but we were winning. I'm expecting the play good to come to follow. Match week 7, I'm expecting changes because again, things aren't working. So I expect the manager to make changes. It's been like what, 4, 5, 6 weeks calling out for the same thing. Players are that are on form need to play. Put players are on form, get them in the team. But here we are again, another match week, and we're playing players that are not on form. Players who are just name on the jersey. So the name on the jersey said they should play, so they play. And that's where it is with me with the coach. Like at this point, again, as I said, if you can't win, then you gotta get out. And that's just my stance on it. I will back you, but I'll back you if I see that you're trying to win, if I see that there is improvement being made, but that's the problem. There's no improvements. No improvements across the squad at all. If any case, it's actually getting worse. And that's for me is a bigger problem. Bigger problem is it's actually getting worse. So each match week we go through, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And his answers in the press conference is of a man that seems like he doesn't know how to turn it around. And if he's struggling to figure out how to turn it around, then that's going to be a massive problem. Like a real massive problem if he's struggling to figure out how to turn all of this around. And again, not going through the whole, what do you call it now? Manager in and then a manager out. It's after 2 games, just and he can't. And if I see the same thing in the next 2 games, I wouldn't. Don't even give him the City game. That's it. So yes, Arne, you need to fix up. Been calling for you to fix up for the last couple of weeks. Looks promising against Frankfurt, but you revert back to type. And if you're reverting back to type, that simply means that it's just not good enough. Just not good enough, and we might just have to think about moving on, right? So yeah, that's me. I think that's a whole Liverpool show that was supposed to be done yesterday got done today. But there are some quotes that I need to go over from Arnie that he said that I need to go over. So that will be done on the Liverpool show tomorrow. So I'll get that going tomorrow with that as well. That's going to be like half an hour in the morning, and yeah, go over a few things here and there. But yeah, it does not look good for Mr. Slot. I will say that right now. It does not look good. And yeah, yeah, not much to say. Again, we'll see. I'm not even sure. I don't even sure if we have a Champions League game midweek. Yeah, we have Real Madrid. There we go. So there's Real Madrid in midweek. And again, I lost to Madrid, and if we lose to Madrid and turn around and lose to um, Villa coming up this weekend, then I think that's curtains for him. And I think at that point, that's when it could be curtains for him. If we lose at against Madrid and lose against Villa, because that is the same set of results that got Rogers sacked. If these are the same results that got Rogers sacked, and we all wanted him out because football was dreadful, as dreadful as this is, then yeah, there's not much we can not much I'm gonna do from there. Not much backing I'm gonna be doing from there, to be fair. And I really do want this manager to succeed. Really want him to succeed. But at the end of the day, I want Liverpool to succeed more. And that's just it. So if he can't set in the shape, if he can't get things over the line, then we might be at a point where just have to move on. And again, this is not a reaction because Manchester United is above us. A lot of a bunch of promoted teams are above us. This is not the reaction for because of that. This is a reaction because of the style of play that we're playing. The failure of getting the right players and the right positions. Keep on tinkering with the team. It's like you tried sub-side right back and it worked, and it's like every opportunity you get, you're forcing him at right back. When there's players in the team that plays the position, play the players that plays in the position, and just leave it at that. But get the players who are on form on the field. And that's where I am with this whole thing. Okay. So this is where I'm wrapping up. This is my well, it should be a Sunday morning chill, but this turns out to be a Sunday morning rant. So this is my Sunday morning rant. I'm about to go watch the City Aston Villa game right now. And while I'm doing that, praying that Arsenal could just lose to Palace, which not gonna happen. That's gonna be an Arsenal win right through, so that's not gonna happen. So yeah, not doing a watch along for that. If you want to do watch alongs, there's a lot of channels that does watch alongs that you can hop in on and then do those guys watch along with those guys as well. So yeah. Well, for this is me saying I am out, and I will catch you on the other one. And yeah, Slot, you need to fix up, brother. You need to fix up really quickly, right? Because we need a change as fast as how you can get some hair on your head. That's as fast as how we need a change. All right, people, peace, and I'll catch you on the other one. Remember, like, share, subscribe if you're new.